The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes has found himself in a very tough situation recently as the Undisputed WWE Champion, and it looks as though Cody could be getting stripped of his championship because of the rule that Rhodes recently broke. Cody has been on top of the world in WWE since his Undisputed Title win over the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 this past April. And while Rhodes has been a valiant champion so far, taking on all challengers, and has actually been more of an active defending champion compared to past champs like Roman Reigns, the reality is that Cody Rhodes recently broke one of the oldest rules in wrestling. You have to defend your championship within a 30-day time frame, otherwise, you will be forced to give up or relinquish your title. Now, the last time Cody Rhodes defended his Undisputed WWE Championship was back on the September 13th edition of Friday Night SmackDown against none other than the new Bloodline's Tribal Chief Solo, and since then, Cody has only been involved in non-title matches. The reality is that it is now October 13th, which means Cody Rhodes has not defended his Undisputed WWE title in 30 days as of today. And while WWE have not always enforced this rule, depending on the champion, a breaking new backstage report has leaked that SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis and Chief Content Officer Triple H are reportedly planning to enforce this rule moving forward. This 30-day title defense rule was apparently used as the reason for Rhea Ripley being forced to vacate or relinquish her Women's World Championship earlier this year in April, because even though Rhea's shoulder injury was not too serious and she would have only needed to be out of action for a month and a half or so at the most, because of the fact that Rhea would not have been able to defend her title within 30 days of her injury at the hands of Liv Morgan, Triple H and WWE decided to have Rhea vacate or give up the Women's World title. Now, this wasn't something that WWE specifically said on television when Rhea vacated her title, and instead, it was disguised as just being because of her injury, but we have been told that the 30-day title defense rule has been in effect in WWE since WrestleMania 40, a long-standing rule in wrestling that WWE have brought back, and Cody Rhodes may have unknowingly found himself in a situation where he will be forced to give up or be stripped of the Undisputed WWE Championship by Hunter and Nick Aldis. Cody Rhodes has been so focused recently on non-title things with the Bloodline and now his former friend Kevin Owens, and Cody reportedly didn't even realize that he has now surpassed 30 days without defending his WWE Championship, which sadly means that Cody could be forced to give up his title. Here's what one of our insider sources had to report on the matter, quote, "So Triple H and SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis are in a tough spot right now when it comes to the Undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. Cody is the top guy in WWE and someone management like very much as the face of the company. Cody ticks all the boxes in the eyes of Hunter, Nick Aldis, and other WWE officials. But regardless of how popular Cody Rhodes is both on screen and behind the scenes, Sunday, October 13th marks 30 days since Cody Rhodes last defended his Undisputed Championship, and from what we've been told up to this point, Hunter and Nick Aldis are reportedly going to be stripping Cody of the title because of the 30-day title defense rule that was brought back into the equation in WWE since WrestleMania 40 this past April. Now, the 30-day title defense rule has been around in wrestling basically since the beginning of time. It's an old school rule that WWE have used in the past, and while there have been champions in recent history where this rule basically didn't exist, namely Roman Reigns, who was widely criticized by wrestling fans for the lack of title defenses he had and rarely showing up on TV, but one of the changes Triple H made to WWE this year, with the help of SmackDown GM Nick Aldis, was to reinstate the 30-day title defense rule for all champions, including the top champions like the Undisputed title holder Cody Rhodes. The rule states that every champion need to defend their belt at least one time in that 30-day time period, otherwise they will be forced to vacate or relinquish their championship. Obviously, this is a tough situation for Hunter and Aldis because of the fact that prior to this past month, Cody Rhodes was a very active champion for WWE since his win at WrestleMania 40 and has not shied away from any challengers, and also because of the fact that Cody has still actively been on television over this past month that Rhodes hasn't defended his title. Cody has been very busy fending off the Bloodline with Orton, Owens, and Roman Reigns, and also now has issues with Kevin Owens, who has since turned heel, so it's easy to understand why Cody forgot all about the 30-day title defense policy in WWE that was brought back into effect this year. From what we've gathered, Triple H made it clear to all talent behind the scenes following WrestleMania 40 to be aware of the 30-day title defense rule, and that it was up to the champions to keep track of when they defended their titles last, and to make sure they have a defense lined up before that 30-day period comes to an end, whether at a premium live event, on Raw or SmackDown, or at a house show. The belts must be defended at least once every 30 days, preferably 2 or 3 defenses is what we know, Triple H stressed to talent when the rule was reinstated. While WWE didn't mention it on TV, Rhea Ripley giving up her Women's World Championship this past April was due to the 30-day title defense rule that was just implemented weeks before Rhea got hurt. While Rhea Ripley ended up returning a couple months after she gave up her title, Rhea would have been ready to go in the ring about a month and a half after giving up the championship, but because Rhea Ripley would not have been medically cleared to defend her title within that 30-day period, Hunter and Raw GM Adam Pearce forced Rhea to give up the title, and unfortunately for Cody Rhodes, whether it was intentional or not, Cody could very well be stripped of his undisputed title by Hunter and Nick Aldis because of the fact that he did not defend his title since the September 13th edition of SmackDown against Solo. Cody sadly passed the 30-day mark of no title defenses earlier today, on Sunday, October 13th. Now, if WWE do stick to their rule and don't make an exception for Cody Rhodes, which we've been told is possible, this really makes things interesting heading into Crown Jewel, where Cody's set to face off against World Heavyweight Champion Gunther for the inaugural Crown Jewel Championship. But we have heard that because Rhodes was the most recent undisputed champion, he will still go ahead and face off against Gunther for the Crown Jewel title next month, despite likely being forced to give up his title prior to the event taking place. So, by the looks of it, guys, Cody Rhodes made a critical error in not keeping up to date on when he last defended the Undisputed WWE Championship, because it seems as though Triple H and Nick Aldis are adamant about making their champions abide by this reinstated 30-day title defense rule, and sound off in the comment section below if you guys feel Cody Rhodes deserves to have his title stripped away from him because of the fact that he hasn't defended his belt in 30 days, or do you feel like this would be an unfair or wrong thing for Hunter and SmackDown GM Nick Aldis to do, especially considering the previous champion Roman Reigns went far longer between title defenses compared to Cody Rhodes, who unfortunately became champion when this long-standing rule was reinstated in WWE this past April. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.